Hi. Welcome
Oh,
to.
everyone.
Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening. Do you want to introduce yourselves up above?
Sure. Why don't we start from the top?
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Kae. I'm from Kobe. I'm an ICT integration specialist at Canadian Academy. I'm very excited to be part of Osaka City GG. Okay, there's an error.
Oh,
Please try again. Playback.
Is everyone there?
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it's been live. Yeah,
Okay.
let's continue.
1 moment. My audio cut out for me.
Yeah.
Then I'll start. We can go back to Sugu later. Hi, I'm Danielle. I've worked in Japan for quite a while. Been working with Google stuff. Quite excited to help out with the GEG Osaka City. So that's our first the English support videos that we're doing now.
All right. So skip me, but that's all right. My name is Sugu. I'm been in Japan for about 15 years now. I am the director of the media center at Suito Kokusai Junior and High School in Osaka. So I work with a lot of the ICT stuff as well. And I'm also a Google certified educator, level 1 and 2.
Oh, that was good. I didn't say all that. Okay, if I'm going to add in a little now. Sorry. I am the ICT coordinator and design technology teacher at Kansai International Academy. And I'm also Google educator level 1 and 2 and a Google admin.
Okay, if I can add, so I became a Google innovator last year. The cohort Japanese 2019. Yeah, 2019. Yep. So we are all Google certified educators, right?
Right.
Yep. Congratulations on innovator. That's a good one. Okay. So today, well, first off, if you look at the screen, you can join us on Facebook, Twitter. We also have a website on Google Sites, and we have a Google Classroom. So please join the classroom and ask us questions anytime you need.
Yeah, we're always happy to help. And in addition to all those other places, right now we're on YouTube, as you might probably know. But please check or please write comments and feedback. We're happy to answer questions as it comes today.
Cool. So today we're going to be talking about Google Forms and Google Slides. If you have watched the previous videos, we've had 4 so far, and they've done Google Forms as well, Jamboard, and auto draw as well. So, okay, so we're going to get started with Google Forms. And we know that you have lots of experience with Google Forms, probably, or if you don't, then some of this information will be new for you. If you do have a lot of experience with Google Forms, just bear with us. You might learn something new. If not, that's okay. Okay. So, Sugu, sorry, did you want
to? Yeah, I just want to say, regardless of your prior knowledge, as Danielle was saying, one thing to keep in mind is we are excited about our next event, which is going to be a much more collaborative attempt, especially in an online learning space. We were supposed to have our first event at a school where we could all meet each other in face-to-face. But we can't do that. So we're trying a new collaborative way in our next session. But in order to get us ready for that, we want to make sure all of us are at the same understanding, same basic level of understanding, so that in our next presentation, we can take it further.
Excellent. Okay.
But we can't do that. So we're trying a new collaborative way in our next session. But in order to get us ready for that, we want to make sure all of us are...
Sorry, my audio. Sorry, I'm going to turn it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was coming from my... Sorry, it was duplicating. Sorry. All right. I may be disappearing, but don't worry. I'm still there behind. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
So bear with us as we work through all these technological issues. We're trying to figure it out just as well. On my side, I can tell what my setup is like. I've got on my computer, I've got this platform, which is connecting with you, presenting on YouTube. But I'm also on the YouTube page itself to make sure that any of your questions we might be able to see right away and respond. As a result of that, sometimes the audio signals might get mixed up. So please bear with us.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to create our Google form page. And let's see. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
So we probably,
um,
you might know how to create Google Forms, or you might not. We like to start off very simply and just show where Google Forms is. So I'm going to ask Kae if she could switch over to.
Okay.
Sorry, let me just get that video up.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my drive, which is where most of you would probably see it, and I will. I'll show you where the Google Forms is. So I'm going to take off of this banner, and so it's just the three of us. But then I'll share my other screen.
All right. Oh, I see Daniela's screen, but
Oh.
waiting for Sugu's screen to be shared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you too, as a teacher, do you often use Google Forms? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
One of
Yes.
the most used for tools. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I find Google Forms quite invaluable.
Mm.
Yes, on the teacher side and for the students as well. So,
Yeah, I
like,
think when my grade 5 right now doing exhibition, PYP exhibition, that's a big research unit. When they wanna get the big survey, I always have a session for them, and they always make Google Forms, and that's one of the easiest for them to use, and they kind of enjoy making surveys.
yeah,
To the
exactly.
parents, to the community. Yeah.
Right. Yes. We had a design fair, so sort of like the exhibition, but for design technology, the students created a project that, like, their passion project, and they had to show themselves going through the design cycle.
Okay.
And in the evaluation stage, they had to ask people's feedback on, like, their
I
product. So
see.
Google Forms was fabulous for them.
So each student made their own evaluation kind of reflection form in the
Right.
Google form. I
Yeah,
see.
it was great.
Mm.
We had many different products.
Mm.
Very helpful.
Yep.
And we
Sugu-san,
also,
yeah.
oh, sorry.
No. You still finding the screen, Sugu?
Yeah, sorry. I've had to find the right tab. I was sharing the wrong things, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
just kind of a mess. You probably don't need to see my Steam library or.
I think we'd love to see your Steam library.
No, I don't think you do.
You can get to know people by the games they play.
Right. Or in my case, the games they don't play.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find the My Drive tab.
Okay.
But Danielle, if you have it up already, maybe it's faster that way.
Okay. Cool. Okay,
I
do you
see.
mind
Yeah.
sharing
All right.
this? Oh,
Is it your screen okay?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So first off, when you go to the plus mark, sorry, my screen's in Japanese, but you always see your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, your Google Slides. But if you go down here, you can see where the Google form is, and you can go click there.
Look for that purple icon.
Yes. Thank you. So with Google Forms, the first thing I always recommend doing is, of course, adding your title, because it also names your Google form so you can find it in your My Drive. So
just so you know, Danielle, that it started in a new tab. So you're still sharing your Google Drive?
My apologies. Thank you.
But this is also something that some of our users might not be aware of.
Right.
That Google Form will be created in a separate tab and not just in a not just as a continuing.
Right. Let's see, I'm going to show that. Here we are.
Right.
Can you see it now? Ah, excellent. So today we're going to look at sections on how to create a section based on somebody's answers. So if somebody said yes, it will take them to a different question than if they answered no. So we thought we'd start with something a little fun. So we are going to, let's go on an adventure.
And do you want to show our completed one already?
Oh, yes, that's a great idea.
All right, let me get that up.
Ah, thank you.
Sorry, this is too many tabs syndrome.
Yes, that's why I had to clear out my tabs and have only what I know I needed.
Yeah. Okay, so the form is set up. Kaya, if you don't mind switching over to me.
I did.
All right, so this is the form. So I'll go ahead and let's play along right now with Danielle. So Danielle, do you know how to drive a car?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to select maybe, and then click next. And maybe, do you know how to sit behind the wheel of a car, put in the key, turn the ignition, and go? Yes or no?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So then we can click next again. And it goes, so you can drive. Want to race? Aw, yeah? Or, no, I don't like racing with my car. Can I borrow yours?
No, I've got a good car, so oh yeah.
All right, so then, yeah. And then click next, and then you just submit, and that's done. So what Danielle went through, this chain also had a loop as well, and it was kind of modeled so that that experience of her going through the form, if she takes the quiz again and answers differently, it'll go through a different chain. And to do that, we'll show you how we went about that.
Right.
Danielle, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, that was great. I just, as we were making this game, game, I felt kind of sad because I really wanted to continue on and see how it would finish. So I do hope that as you're building yours, that you'll, be inspired and finish yours and share the link with us. It would be fun to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniela, just I just changed the language to English. If you open the Google Drive again, I think it's in English, because I think maybe difficult for some of the viewers if they don't understand Japanese. So I just changed our Google Drive to be English. If you maybe reopen again. Yeah, maybe that's something we can talk next time. Like a Google Drive has so many settings.
Yes.
And yeah, how you set up your own Google Chrome is a very interesting topic, isn't it?
That's true.
Yes.
Well, why don't we do that in our next collaboration one? So we
language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because for our visitors who might not know, one of the things that we want to do with GEG Osaka City is really come together with this idea of bilingual and multicultural collaboration. And so one of the things that we have to be able to customize our interface in order to do that.
And don't you? So usually when I have the kids to set up the Chromebooks or their computers, the Chrome tend to be Japanese. And I always have to show them how to change the language, how to find the Google search in English, how to switch to English. So Google is very clever nowadays. Wherever the computer is, they actually find the language or something.
That's right. It's clever, but
search.
sometimes it's too clever.
Yeah, too clever. So I agree. So we can just look at all the settings maybe next time. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
So check back with us for our next event to learn how to switch the interface.
That's a very valuable one.
Yeah. When you're ready,
Oh, sorry. We do have a guest who has sent a test message, which is great. So,
Oh,
Hirotsugu Hamada and V-Day Design. We see you. Welcome. Welcome.
Hey, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. So, continuing on.
yep. So,
Okay. Let's see.
so
Okay.
yeah, when you open your Google Drive, Daniele, yeah, I will share again.
Thanks. It's still in Japanese.
Oh, did you refresh? Maybe close your
Yes.
Google Drive and open again from your email.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. You will not believe it. It's still in Japanese.
Still in Japanese in Google Drive. And it's not in my Google Drive, by the way. So maybe you have to, do you know how to change yourself from the setting maybe? Maybe you can even show that. It's in my, we're looking at the same Google Drive very interestingly, and mine is already English.
Yeah. I need to remember how to do it with Japanese. Sorry. Have to. I do know how to do this.
This is so much easier when we're doing it just in our own heads and not having to talk through with a camera focusing on us.
Yeah.
But Kaya, my screen is now the form itself. If you want to switch back over to that.
All right, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk in our next one about how to switch the languages for the interface, but just to kind of keep things moving. Where am I?
Excellent, English. So yours is in English.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm sharing my screen.
Oh.
Sorry. All right, sorry, back to your screen. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. So as you saw on Kaya's screen, it's in English. So yeah, Google Drive does adapt, and it is important to know. It's nice to be able to have it in your language, but sometimes you just might run across situations where it isn't, and you still have to know where to find it. So anyway, the purple icon is Google Forms. That's kind of the important part. But anyway, as you see here in the Let's Go on Adventure, this is the form itself. And one thing that's important here with each question, you see here this area right here. Go to section 2, 3, and 4. That you can find in the 3 dots here, and then go to section based on answer. This is the key for that. And then from there, you just have to create sections, and then with different responses. So one thing to kind of make sure that I see a lot of people do when they make these forms is this part here, the after section 1, what does it do? This is if people don't put in a response and they just click next more or less automatically. That's where, what would you want them to do? And you'll see here, if you don't select one of them, you'll go to the maybe. In section 2, you selected maybe if you don't answer any one of them. But section 3 has a submit form. So you can adjust where to submit the form. That's something to kind of pay attention to when you're making these types of quizzes and forms. Danielle?
No, you explained everything there. But also, we should illustrate where the make your own section is. Because when I'm teaching teachers about it, they always get confused. They just start clicking around.
Yeah. So. Okay, so do you want to tell me where to click, or do you have it up and running on yours?
Yeah.
Even perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at my screen, if you look at this little tabs here, the 2 little marks is the add section. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Sorry. I'm over here. My apologies. Add a new section. So it always gives you, oh, it's in Japanese again, sorry. But it all looks the same, English, Japanese, any language. So I find it very easy to create my sections first, and then I could label them so I know what I'm doing. I don't know if that helps for Sugu Kaye, if that helps you guys, but so.
Either way, actually, it kind of depends on what the form I'm making. If it's a a playful adventure game or a choose your own adventure, having them created afterwards works for me. But if it's like a quiz or an assessment test, having them before helps. So
Yeah. Like, as I know, I'm creating the choose your own adventure, so I'm going to have a yes, a no section, and a maybe section. And there we are. So I'm going to drag my question. So if you don't know how to drag your questions up, down, there's the 6 little dots here, and just click on it and drag it up. So, oh. And as you can see, I did not. There we go. So my first question is, do you know how to drive a car?
Oh, same questions?
Oh, we could do it different.
Do you know how to ride a train? No, it's fine. Do you know how to drive a car?
I could say like fly a rocket, but not really flying the rockets or being launched up. So I'm just going to go with the car. Sorry. Okay. So when putting in your answers, let's see, yes. And then if you look here, they have like suggested, just based off of your question. It's pretty smart. No, and maybe. Oh. And as Sigu mentioned before, the 3 little dots here is, oh geez.
So this is a good time. It's the second one, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good time to let you know, our audience, know that if we're going too fast or if there's any part to kind of you want to go over, this YouTube live stream is being recorded and you should be able to pause and rewind even now, which is just a mind jump in terms of time, right? You can jump backwards in time as in 5 minutes ago. But yes, you are able to. So if you need to go back and see the screen in English, go back to about 10 minutes ago.
That's good. Thanks. So here. And then you can start choosing. So if they push yes, it will go to section 2, which is yes. And that's why I create my sections first. It helps me organize myself.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, and then no, and maybe. So then we move down to the different sections, and we should add a question into it. Let's see. And as the plus mark is how we add our questions. And it came up here, so I just drag it down to yes again. Maybe. There we go. So we do know how to drive a car. So you can drive. Fantastic. Do you want to race? And so it's just creating it one at a time yet again. Should I create it all? I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, go
sorry.
for it.
I do that often. I may just randomly talk to myself, so just bear with me. So yes, of course. And no. Oh, how did you say it? I don't like driving my car.
Or I don't want to use my own car.
So talking about this particular Google form, when about 2 years ago, I was teaching ICT as a specialist teacher for elementary school. And with our grade 5s and our grade 4s, I introduced it too. They created their own adventure stories. And it was quite interesting, the stories that they came up with. And a lot of them would have like this quick, you're dead. It was quite sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, side story there.
Also, Danielle, after you're done with the questions, you can also show how to add pictures or additional just text for them to kind of click through for a story, like if they're writing a story.
Right.
For example, if to the audience, if you're writing your own adventure story, you don't need just question after question after question. you could also interrupt it with a series of texts or pictures, and Danielle might show you how to do that later.
Yes, that's a good idea. Sorry, I'm typing very slow. I'm not usually so slow. You selected no. Okay, and I'm going to add another question. Let's get something to eat. Are you hungry? So what would you answer, yes or no? Oh, so if you look here, we have the yes, no, and maybe again. And I can just choose them to give them all, but I don't want anybody to really answer maybe. So I'm just going to delete that one. Okay. And maybe, oh, I can just add a picture, sorry. So to add pictures, let's get something to eat. Are you hungry? Actually, I'm going to grab a quick picture of a pizza. Geez. Sorry, don't mind me. Okay. Okay, so if you look here to add your picture, and I'm going to get it from my desktop. And download. I hear sirens.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I live close to a hospital, so if there are any sirens, that's probably them.
Okay, I hope everybody's okay.
I hope so too.
Yes. Sorry, I always tell my students anytime we hear that, let's hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
So, as you saw, I just added the picture for the pizza. Easy way, yeah. Let's see, and let's just take a look how it looks. Oh, you can't see that. I gotta share my screen again. Please bear with me. All right, can you share yours?
I don't have access to this form, do I?
Yes, it's in the shared group.
Okay.
But that's okay. I'm gonna disappear for a second. Share again. Chrome tab. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Thank you, Kai.
Which one? The Sugu screen or your screen?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Danielle's.
Danielle's. Okay, this is Danielle's. Yeah.
So, Sugu, do you want to drive a car?
Yes.
Thank you. So you can drive. Fantastic. Do you want to race?
No, I don't want to use my car. Can I borrow yours?
Oh, how sad.
You said it was great.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get something to eat. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I'll do pizza. I can do, yes, I want pizza.
Yay, great. So that's how we add a picture. So we created some Google Forms assessment tests for students to just assess their ICT skills. And we had a lot of pictures like, is it okay to stand or sit straight or slump over as you're typing? So that's also a good way to use pictures.
Thank you for that reminder and check my posture.
Yes, actually I did too. So yeah, always remember your back straight. Okay, so that's Google Forms. Do you have anything to add to that one, Sugu?
No, well, the only thing I'd really add is there's a lot you can do with Google Forms, so please feel free to experiment. Send your forms to us if you like. We'd be more than happy to see what you come up with and what you create. And we'll be using Google Forms in more depth at our next event. So get some practice in now, and then we can do some fun and creative things with it as well.
Yes, cool, great. Okay, let's check out Google Slides. I'm going to go to Drive again. Do you want to? Oh, it's in English. Yay! Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to switch over to Drive.
Okay.
So you'll see the three of us on screen. Well, two of us and an icon. There you are. Let's see my Drive. Okay. So,
All right.
thanks. So we're back to Google Drive, and you'll see it now in English. And we go back to the plus and slides. And if you go here, you can choose templates. And I'll just show you some quick templates if you want, if you don't already know, but if you do know, you know. But they have lots of choices that you can get. But for this one, I'm going to go for a blank one. Okay, and again, I need to share my screen. Geez, sorry. When I practiced this earlier, I kept forgetting I needed to actually share my screen. Okay, just bear with me.
No worries.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, here we are. Is that okay? So,
And of course, if
the,
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and we will be reading it soon, or get to it as soon as we can.
Yes, thanks. So, with Google Slides, how do you guys use Google Slides in your classrooms or at school?
Well, for me, I've used Google Slides in a couple different ways. At the basic level, was just a PowerPoint presentation. So I made the Google slide, and then I went to class and shared the slide on the projector, and that was it. I've also done kind of interactive multimedia presentations with Google Slides, to that you can go kind of step by step, and then there is a way to have not quite a Jeopardy board, but like you can click on a certain area in the Google Slides to go one place, and there are different ways that you can do that. Yeah, so I've kind of run the gamut. How about you, Danielle?
For me, of course, presentations is always the key one. But like, I really like interactive notebooks. That's like one of my favorite tools to use for just different classes for different students. Good differentiation you can do with it. But also sometimes when I don't want it to be on paper, I want to try to teach them the skills of how to use Google Slides. I'll do the interactive notebook on the Google Slide, and the students can do a crossword puzzle. They can do bringing tabs, doing vocabulary. There's just so many ways that you could do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy. Kai, how about you?
One thing I really like about Google Slide is it's already Google search is already integrated. So when you're looking for the image, you can just go at the image and find lots of good GIF image or different kind of images, and you can easily make animation on Google Slide. So you just make one frame, one slide, and you can make animations so easily. So I think the kids found it so easy to make animations on Google Slides as well. Yeah. So it could be a creative tool for them to express. Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one. I always forget about that.
Yeah. Also, right now, my school doing distance learning for 3.5 weeks, and we each grade we use Google Slide as a place to put our contents and daily. So each day we have a Google Slide for each grade, and then teacher send out to the parents and the kids, and each subject, the core subject, reading, writing, units of inquiry, even PE have a slide. So all the teachers collaborating and make one Google slide and send, and then they don't need to log into Google, they just get the link. It's easy, and any device, even on iPad, you think you need the app, but you really don't need the app to open Google Slides. So I think we making sure that they don't need to add any apps for this kind of emergency. So I think Google Slide made our life easy as a teacher, and also for the family as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And also for me in my job, I also use Google Slides for training as documentation, step-by-step instructions for the other teachers to learn how to use some of our ICT services.
Yes, for documentation. As Kai mentioned, the grabbing your images that you want already on Google Drive is fabulous. And the drag and drop, it's so easy.
Yeah, for some
So,
feature, I still prefer the Microsoft PowerPoint, like or Keynote on Mac, because you can do Alpha, you can delete the background and stuff. But I think this is still great too. I really love Google Slides.
yeah. Actually, you mentioned that PowerPoint. Sugu and I had a conversation about that earlier of why people would choose Google Slides compared to PowerPoint or Keynote. I always forgot that one. So
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah, it's important not to, at least for us, for me personally, I don't want to place value of one over the other. I want to be able to use all of them, and then play to their strengths, so to speak.
Yeah.
Google Drive is fantastic on mobile, and whatever platform you are on or whatever you have, you can run Google as long as you have an internet connection. Yeah, that's, for me, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And above all, for like Google Slides, I like that we could collaborate, like with either our students or with our coworkers. We don't have to be in the same room; we can be anywhere. And I think that's one of the main points of Google Slides.
Yeah.
So, and go ahead. Sorry, Kai.
No, I was gonna say that previously I preferred Microsoft PowerPoint because they have so many templates, but Google Slides started to have more templates freely available, and they have limited, but they have themes like you're showing on the right hand side right now, and you can customize it. And I think I really like the simplicity in Google, any tools in Google, because Microsoft have so many functions which I end up not knowing at all. And Keynote has very good functions, and too much sometimes, but Google Slide is just right to start with, and you can go deeper.
Yes, definitely. That's true. Let's see. As you did mention on the Google Slides, we did have the themes, and I do like that it just pops up right there, nothing to download.
Yeah.
So it's all already there. Where sometimes with PowerPoint, when I'm downloading my everything, it takes forever on my computer. But still, PowerPoint, it's hard. It's a discussion with no winner at the end of that. But
right, which is why it's good to learn how to use all of them.
Yes, and it's great to have the students know how to use everything and not just limiting them to just one. So, anyway, sorry. So,
digression aside.
Yes, sorry. Sorry, I was playing with my screen. So, again, always name your documents. This one, let's see. I'll go with interactive. Cool. Name. Oh, like I did want to show. I like a blank screen. Earlier, I did mention about creating the interactive, like a worksheet, for example. So as we all know that we are teaching virtually right now. We can't be in the classroom with our students. So one of the last tasks for my students, because the school year for us, we ended in March. So about a week ago, we finished. So I wanted to give them something fun. So I had them do a few tasks together. And at the end, they had to figure out a puzzle. So one of the ones, oops, sorry, lost my screen. One of the things I did was I had a crossword puzzle. So like that, if I drop my picture in, and I had the students find different words that they could in there, and they were all technology words. Sorry. Is this how you guys do it? Or am I doing something?
Oh.
So I have the students use the line tool because they can at least go diagonal, where if you had them do the shape one, they can only go like up and down. So it's not as good for that. So I had them go with a line, and I cannot remember the answers for this. But now I have to find one. Okay.
Yeah. What words are we looking for?
Different technology words like organization, org, I think was one. Oh my God, I'm flipping to my screen where I had with the students. Like JPEG, PDF file, edu government keywords. Okay. If you guys see a word, please.
GOVT. I found GOVT.
Where did you find that?
In the center, a little bit low, there's a G, and then going up diagonal, GOVT. Yeah, you're almost there. There's the
I found
T.
GIF. GOT? Oh,
So-
GOV. Wait, no, I don't see that.
Go to
There we
the-
go.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, I got it. Like that. So I just had the students cross out. So I found GIF as well, or GIF, however you want to pronounce it. Sorry. And
We're not here to start a war. It could be either one.
sorry, I'm still a GIF. Okay, so that's just like one way that you can do Google Slides. Another way, I'm going to not erase that. I'm going to go here and add a new slide. And I like to have a blank one, so let's go with a blank. So another one I'm going to show that I did. Sorry. I don't know if you heard my question or my. I'm just going to do this. Where am I? I've lost myself. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. So, oh my God, I can't find it. There it is. Okay. So another one I had. Oh no, you can't see it. Why? Interesting. Any idea why that would happen?
Where are they coming from? Your desktop or
No, from another slide. That's why.
another slide? Just
Yeah.
lost the links. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you copy the slide itself instead of the image? Can you copy the actual slide?
That's probably easier. Thanks.
Yeah. And then they often ask you to link between the slides or
Yeah.
maybe
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an advanced feature for our next event.
Yes. Is it?
There we go. Oh no.
It's still not coming.
Nah. The pictures.
So something on your the source. Yeah, maybe the source.
Oh, that's a shame.
Can you take a
Sorry, just bear
screenshot
with me as I. The entire thing. Yeah. Oh my God.
maybe you can attach that.
Yeah. Apologies. Okay. Come back here. Okay. Oh my gosh. So now I got, okay. So I had like this. So the students had to sort these, just drag it and put it in whichever area it was. And it was very fun because it was collaborative. So you had 4 students, they were in groups of 4, trying to drag it, and you could see them fighting over different. So yeah, that's that one. Sorry. Suga, do you want to show anything?
Actually, yeah. Could you share that that slide with me at my Suito Kokusai, and I'll show very quickly what it looks like when 2 people are working together.
Oh, that's good. Thanks. Just shared it.
Okay, so I will be looking at it. So you won't be able to see, the audience won't be able to see my screen as I'm coming to it. But you should be able to see that I'm logged in when I'm there.
And in the meantime, I'm just going to create these to be interactive. So you could see these words. Oh. I also do a lot of design work, so I want to fix this to make it look nice, but I'm trying to hold myself back. But so just none of these words.
So now you can see where I am. I'm the S, and you can see where I am on what slide I'm currently working on. And I'm going to take this one and move it there. Which, by the way, happens all the time when you're working with people. It will accidentally select the wrong thing and drag them. You just have to kind of be patient.
in particular when you're working with younger students, since the first couple times they've started using Google Slides.
Right.
It's quite adorable in some ways. Any of these words.
Can you hide the theme so that we can see the screen bigger? Hide the themes.
My apologies. Yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Thanks. Okay. So if you you could see Sugu moved it to type important words. Type the important words in. No, I don't want it there. I think it's type what which we know. But also, like during this, if you have the students talking as they are virtually, it was fun to hear them having the conversation. No, I think it's this. I think it's that, as they're working on it. Let's see. Also,
one thing I'd like to add while we're on the subject of collaboration and students working, you can do this even virtually with the comment button, which I'm going to add a comment right now for all these words. And then Danielle should be able to see it. So your students could communicate that way as well.
Very good. And in order to do that, it's this little button here and like that. So if I wanted to say none of these, I lost it. Here we are. Add a comment here. This is wrong. Yeah.
And then I'll see that on my side too.
Right. Also, just a side note, when you are creating for worksheets and you don't want the kids to play around with the background, you can set it as the background of the slide. And I'll show you how to do that. So if you click on the slide and right click on it, change background, and you can choose a picture. I'll upload the one I just did. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that either. There we go. And browsing, putting that in, and color away. Okay. So there we go. So now they cannot move that. And that's a bit more useful than letting them play around with that background.
Right.
And if we are finished and I agree with his comment, I can just resolve it like that. Good. Any other comments on that one you'd like to add?
I think this is everything that I wanted to say. I did like, so I believe it was Danielle who also mentioned Slide Mania for Google Slides themes in the comments. Kaya did, okay.
Yeah.
So Kaya also recommended Slide Mania, and it's another really good source for templates, and they have a lot of interesting designs.
Yeah. And do be careful when introducing themes and like Slide Mania to students. They get lost in how amazing the designs look.
Yeah.
I think I had a student waste the entire class period just trying to find that perfect theme.
Right.
But yeah, that's.
I wonder. Can I ask you a question? I think one thing as a teacher or maybe who haven't used Google Slides, because I like the collaboration part that you guys were just showing. What happened? I made a mistake. I totally erased something I'm not supposed to. Is there a way to fix that? Or is there a way to see the history of something happen? I think that's something I would like to know, maybe.
Right. Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah.
And something I get asked a lot from the students. Somebody erased it.
Yep.
And the teachers, to be fair.
And the teachers too, yes. Should not place blame only on students there. But if you look right here, it says all changes saved. And you can see everything, if we click it, everything that we have been doing. And press down. And you can see how far back, if there's a mistake. So, no, I don't think that was right. And if I want to go back to this one, I just go to restore this version. Are you sure you would like to do that? Yes. And we go back to the start of that. Oops.
So go ahead. Please.
Oh, I just want to say that so my kids got so used to this automatic save and everything saved in the history. So right now for distance learning, the major platform is Seesaw. That maybe some of you know already. Seesaw is not automatically save. You have to really click to save.
Yep.
So lots of kids, oftentimes after like a long weekend or something, they always forget to save, and then teachers always forget to ask them to save because they're so used to Google thing.
Right.
So
right.
so used to automatically save, which is great and fantastic. You don't have to do Command S or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really life saving actually. This is.
Yeah.
Yes, it seriously
And
is.
it's spoiling us because when you're using something different, you realize, oh, you have to save.
And that's the thing for us, right?
Yeah.
As adults who grew up having to save and having lost your
Yeah.
save, and the computer broke down or the printer destroyed the entire computer, and you didn't save in the past 10 minutes. Like, oh no, I lost everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, my school computer, I use Mac computer, MacBook, and since December, yeah, it was sent to Apple 3 times already.
Oh
And
wow.
last time it totally died on the day one of the distance learning. It died, but
Oh, no.
everything was saved on the Google Drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't get panic. Oh, I have everything. So I also have a hard drive backup, but
Yeah.
everything that I had to collaborate with other teachers were on Google Drive. So
Yeah. For backups and well, basically for me, I can jump on any machine, either mobile device or computer or even somebody else's computer, and I can resume work very quickly. I lose zero time, and that's
I
a
agree.
fantastic paradigm.
Yeah. I also like that it times it. So I've had students, oh no, I was working on it like all night last night and I lost it. And I just, I checked that, like, you weren't working on it for like 3 days. I have a record here.
Yeah.
So that's also
Danielle, this is a bit more of an advanced feature, so definitely we'll go into it in more detail in our next meeting. But can you show how to name a previous version, just in case they want to save that like maybe you've gone back to a good version, but then you want to make more changes and you want to go back to it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, like I clicked here, and this one was, I can label it here and say before background added.
Right. And that's really good to help you not just organize your work, but that's also really good in making sure those versions stay permanent in the Google history log. So over time, as a document gets edited more and more, those changes, the older changes, will be deleted from the record. We're talking really old changes. But if you label them, if you name them, then Google keeps them permanently. So you can always go back to that version.
Yes.
If you ever need to.
Yes.
Can I admit I didn't know that?
Yay!
I never have to use this function. Maybe I never knew this.
So, like I said, this is a bit more advanced, and we'll go into it in more detail in our next event.
It's gonna stay forever.
That's right. As long as it's labeled, it will.
So, but it's gonna be so that tomorrow when you come back, you have more and more editing and everything. So more history. It's gonna stay as it was there, like the time wise. So it's gonna be still not at the top. It's gonna go down, but it's gonna.
That's right. It'll stay labeled as before background was added, and then all the other edits will happen as well. So, well, for example, I created one document that I shared with somebody, and we were working on it. We were collaborating, and this person was making so many edits at so many different times that I could not keep track of which version was which, because this person was editing the document but also sending me emails about different changes or different questions. So it was really hard to see where things were going, and the document was going back and forth in terms of the edits and the revisions, because sometimes I would make a change, but oh wait, no, the old way it was written was actually better. And so I would go back to that to copy it and then go back to, so to try and get all of that flow
Mhm.
by naming each version
Mhm.
was really helpful both in finding it and then also all those edits, the dated ones that
Mhm.
Google made started disappearing. They were just deleted.
Mm.
And so, but the named ones were always there. So I was able to just kind of go to those and then come in. So it was really helpful in that regard.
I can see how organized you are already by hearing this. This is it's gonna save your time later.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so that's great tip.
So, like I said, we'll go into all this in more detail for you guys at our next event, which I'm sorry to say, details will be coming. We're still planning and organizing it.
Right. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah,
You said everything I wanted to say.
Yep.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe you want to show how you would share with the different sharing setting. Maybe that's it. Because when our school decided to use this as a main tool for distance learning, some people still didn't realize how they should be sharing because they are so used to sharing inside the domain or to their personal account, and they didn't know which one to choose.
Right.
So maybe you wanna show which one is for what, like to whom, like sharing settings.
That is something that what I've noticed as well with my experience that a lot of people will just share to everybody and the wrong settings.
They often just copy the hyperlink at the top in the toolbar, and they don't realize that because they may be already collaborating, but they don't know what kind of device other people are looking at your document, the Google side, and if you're not logged in, what happens? So you really have to think about who you really sharing this with.
And how you're sharing them too.
Yeah.
Do you want them to be able to write? Do you want them to just view?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those things should be considered.
Yes. Yes. Especially when you're in a school domain. We get a lot of times where students get access to something they should not have access to. And just always be aware of that. Because I had to deal with that quite recently where students had access to things I have no idea how.
Also, you saying teachers
it's just somebody who
share with too many people with wider audience, I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like we try to combine. So this is a Google admin side of it. Is we have different organizations, students, teachers, and all of that. But since teachers and students all share the same like domain name, then domain name. People who just share it with anybody with this domain name, that's where you're opening it up to your students. And that's the dangerous part. So anyway, sorry. So with a get shareable link, I ask teachers not to click that usually. So that's when you turn it off. And if you want to share just the document, just grab the URL at the top and you can share it that way. Or when sharing it specifically to people, you can type their name. So now I'm trying to think who I could share it to.
Oh, you can share with me.
Hi.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, sorry. I blinked there. So if I want to share it and I would like you only to see it, I don't want you to edit it or anything. You can just choose the view. Or if I'd like you to add some comments on there or edit, I can go like that. Then that's the easiest way. Then you have a little button here that says advanced. So I'm going to also click that just so you can see. So this is where you share the link with people directly. And let's see. So if I'm sharing it with Kai and I'm saying, can you take a look at this? I'm typing. And help fix slide 4. Like that. And if I send it, that message will be emailed to Kai, which is quite helpful when quite helpful. So go ahead.
One thing real quickly, be mindful that when you send a notification like that, they'll get it in their email inbox, but you will not be able to see that you sent it in your
Yeah.
email inbox.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
Yeah, I often just copy the link and write another email so that I can
Yeah.
continue. Yeah, that's another organization tip. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I want to keep my email too. So
So either way is okay, but
Yeah.
just be mindful that you
Mhm.
won't get that sent email. So
Right.
if anyone comes to you and says, "Hey, I didn't get this email," you can't say, "Well, here's my sent folder.
Mhm.
Here it is."
Yeah.
You're just kind of stuck on that one. So just in case.
Mhm.
That's a good point. Thank you. Also, if by accident I shared it with somebody I shouldn't have, just the X, or and you can freely change here to just allow them to view it or edit at a later time if you want.
Yeah.
One of the other things I love, which I can't find now, is oh my god, where is it? So if I want to give access to somebody just for 1 week, the timed access.
If you check your where the pencil is, the edit.
Yeah.
No, within. Oh no, where is it?
Yeah, it's usually there.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
crazy.
know what? Maybe is it the educational domain, enterprise
Maybe.
domain? This is
So-
a regular Gmail. I mean Google Drive. So maybe
On
that's it.
some domains, you can
Yeah.
you can schedule an expiration date so that you can give someone viewing access for 7 days, and then after 7 days, they lose that access.
It sounds like it's a domain specific settings. Yeah.
Yeah. So check your Google account and see if you can. If it's a domain issue, a G Suite for education, or if it's a personal.
Yep.
Yes. And just if you look down here at the owner settings, if you're the owner of this file, I don't want anyone else to share this with anybody. I just want to be the one in control of it. Please do check this. And you can also not allow people to download, print it, or copy it, those are quite useful little tools there.
Can you try something for me real quickly, Danielle?
Sure.
Can you move the mouse to the left of the pencil?
Here?
Okay. So there on a domain is where the clock would show.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
where that would expiration date would be.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I was just blowing my mind. I could not find it. I wasn't crazy. So
it does disappear, so you won't see it normally. You'll only see it if your mouse is over that area.
Yeah, like I said, some teachers don't like somebody to download their videos or the contents. I think the Google is allowing us to have some flexibility. Don't allow people to download or print, which is great, but people often don't pay attention to those features.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great tip. Yeah, just the little things. But you should know, because once on the internet, everything can be shared. So
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, Kai, can you change the stream over to me?
Yeah.
My screen.
I'm doing. Yeah.
So right there.
Oh.
That little clock
Right.
comes up when your mouse is over it, but it disappears. Excuse me, it disappears when it's not there. So you click that and set expiration date, and you can actually access expires when 7 days, 30 days, or by a certain date. And then that's there, and then you can set it here as well. So that's where that schedule is.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Guys, I think it's time to wrap up. It's been 1 hour already. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so clearly the three of us can talk about this for a very long time.
Yeah.
So we're more than happy to answer any questions you guys might have, or any questions, feedback, comments. I can speak for myself, but I think Kaya and Danielle would agree that we're always looking to learn new tips and new tricks or things that you've discovered, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So feel free to leave a comment and check us out at our next event.
Yes. I can't wait for the next event.
All right. Oyasumi nasai.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for coming,
Good night.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. See you.
Bye bye.